Jets, Dolphins, both 0-3. Monday Night Football just turned into a fight for survival. Can the Jets get their first win of the season? I'll tell you how.
All the non-believers. How did that? All the non-believers. Especially you, Tom Jackson. Way to have our back, Keyshawn. Anybody can be beat.
Hey guys, welcome back to Jets Fuel. Today we'll be talking Jets and our upcoming matchup on Monday Night Football against the Miami Dolphins. I'll be hitting on a couple of key areas where the Jets need to focus on and capitalize on in order for us to find our first win of the season and to leave Miami with a win and get back on track. So first and foremost, I'm going to say this as my first key point, which I'm going to get right to the point. Our offensive line and our run game needs to be established early, and we need to run the ball and maintain our run game throughout the entirety of the game. These last two games have been completely ridiculous in regards to us having to throw the ball the amount we have. And we didn't find any true success with that. We need to get back to our identity like Aaron Glenn has preached to us. The identity of this team is going to be a tough, physical, grinded out, smart team. And that starts up front. And that starts with our offensive line, running the football with Breece Hall, Braylon Allen. You know, who knows what's going on with Justin Fields right now, but he could be sprinkled into it as well. We've seen the success that we had in week one. These past 2 weeks, we found ourselves losing our identity in a sense and converting ourselves to a passing team, which we are not. Everybody knows here on out that the Jets are built to run the football. So we need to maintain that honesty in who we are and claim our identity and run the football. I don't care if we fail at it. Let's see if this actually can be something. If this is what this team is actually going to be built for in the future. Because that's what I'm assuming this team is going to be built around, is running the football, sprinkling in some passes, and playing good, solid defense. That sounds like a recipe for success, you know. But these past 2 weeks, you saw a complete opposite of that. And I'm not saying it's attributed to the players. I'm not saying it's all attributed to the coaching, play calling. It's a combination of all that. We completely abandoned the run these past two games. And look at the turnout. 2 losses. 0-3 on the season. We need to find our identity now and start getting this ball rolling. So key point number 1, run the football. Run the football, run the football until you break the will of your opponent. Just keep pounding the rock. It's as simple as that. We have a bad defense, but the Miami Dolphins defense is, I would argue, is a lot worse than ours. So guess what? They're light up front. They're built for speed. Looking at their players on defense and just looking at the games in general, I don't see where we're going to have much of an issue running the football. But that's all dependent upon if we can, on defense, not allow the Miami Dolphins to run away with the game. Because this is what has happened in past games where we've let these teams start out fast, get out to a hot start, and now we're trying to play catch-up, which our offense is not built on. We can't do that. We don't have the firepower to do that. So guess what? Early in the game, we need to establish the run game, keep their offense off the field, and then on defense, when we get our opportunities, get off the field on third downs. It's as simple as that. We're making this thing way too complex than it needs to be. It's very straightforward. Keep it simple. You know, I was talking to my uncle today, the OG Jet fan. Keep it simple. You let our offensive line that we have constructed, that we took all these years to build, let them win us this football game. Let them control this football game for us. We have quality running backs. Breece Hall and Braylon Allen. Between the two of them, let's beat the hell out of these Dolphin front and beat them into submission. Let's break the will of our opponent and win this game. And it starts up front. It's as simple as that. We don't need to play this game. Guess what? If we can get that rushing attack to a point where we're pretty comfortable, this is going to open up so much more for our offense because we're limited on the outside. And this is another point. We still have not addressed our wide receiver number 2 issue this week. We made all these types of moves because of all the injuries that we just got to, our linebacking core with Quincy Williams being out and now Ball being out. That's good. We need to address that. But what do we also need to address that's been spoke about since training camp, since the preseason? We don't have a viable wide receiver number 2 option, and that needs to be addressed. The days of us waiting and dragging this out need to stop. We need to see a problem and address it immediately, and we have failed to do that time and time again. The general manager, whether it's Muji or Joe Douglas, they have failed to address needs that we need in a timely fashion. And that also goes to coaching. Our in-game strategies and schemes and in-game adjustments, I should say, need to be on the fly. We cannot be waiting all game long to make adjustments. So, key point number 1, run the damn football. Run the damn football down their throats until they break. Let's get back to our brand of football. Let's really get behind this brand of football that we're trying to identify ourselves as. Enough of this crap of throwing the football down the field, because guess what? Every team in this league knows right now that we don't have a viable passing attack outside of Garrett Wilson. Nobody else has stepped up. Nobody. We don't know who's going to be under center this week, because I haven't heard anything about Justin Fields, if he's actually going to be under center this week. I actually think that if we're going to move forward with this season, then maybe we should take a deeper look at keeping Tyrod under center. But that's a discussion for at a later point. Number 1, run the fucking football. It's as simple as that. We established this core group of offensive line. We invested all this draft capital, all this time, money into our offensive line. We have a quality offensive line. Look to get week 1 what we did there. We have put this all together, and now we're just completely abandoning it these past 2 weeks. No, fuck that. Run the football. Run it down their throats until they get sick of us, till we break them. And then you can go fucking pass the ball as much as you want. Because they'll have to respect us, which nobody in this fucking league respects us. This year and the years past, we've become a fucking mockery. Point number 2. Limit the explosive plays. Everybody knows that the Jets defense is struggling right now, especially in the secondary and attacking the quarterback. With our recent injuries, Jermaine Johnson, I don't know what's going to happen with him. I hope this doesn't turn into another AVT incident situation where he's constantly injured. It'd be a fucking shame. We have to figure out ways to limit their plays. The Miami Dolphins are struggling just as much as we are right now. But on offense, they have playmakers. They have speed. And guess what we lost when we lost Quincy Williams? We lost speed in the linebacker front. They will exploit us. They will go for these deep shots. Think about their wide receivers, Waddle and Hill. These guys can break touchdown runs like it's nothing. We have to limit these big play opportunities, because we've been giving them up. These big chunk plays. Even Tua. Tua's very good getting out of the pocket as well. This is another guy that's very athletic, that can move around. But guess what? What Tua does? He turns the ball over in crucial moments. Under pressure, he'll turn the ball over. So guess what? Steve Wilks, which I don't know how he's still operating as our defensive coordinator, Steve Wilks needs to come up with some creative schemes to figure out how we could put some pressure on Tua. Because if you let Waddle, Hill, and HN, the running back, start feeling comfortable and start allowing them to use their speed without getting fucking thumped, we're going to be in for a long night. So it's going to be another 30-point plus game for our opponents, which is absolutely ridiculous. Take some fucking pride in yourself. And this is me speaking to the defensive players and to Steve Wilks. We need to show some fucking pride at this point. I don't know what has happened where the second things go wrong, we just fucking flop over and die. The days of that need to stop now. So limiting key, big highlight, big explosive plays, that needs to stop. We need to limit those, because that's going to be the way that the Miami Dolphins figure out a way to win this game. Their offensive line is shot. They are not a good offensive line, but guess what? They have so much speed on the field where they don't need to rely on Tua sitting back there forever to read a defense. They have the speed out there where they can just dump this ball off and let these guys make plays. Or they can just blow the top off our defense because I have a lot of hope for Malachi Moore and our starting at safety, the rookie. Love the kid, want to see a lot of success. But let's be honest. Cisco has been suspect. He has not been good in coverage. Everybody knows about Brandon Stevens, the issues we're having with him. Sauce Gardner for the last 2 weeks. Love the guy. Think he's extremely talented. But he's been struggling as well. We have to be honest with ourselves as Jet fans. And the coaching staff needs to be honest as well. Why the hell have we kept up with this guy, Brandon Stevens? I don't give a fuck how much money we spent on him. He came from the Ravens. Whoop! Oh, who gives a fuck? He's not producing out there. Let's see some other players get involved. You have a rookie that we've just brought in, Thomas from Florida State. Give him a shot. Stiggers, give him a shot. You just brought in this kid Brownlee, which I don't know what the issue there is because he was a former first round pick from last year. Played all last year, started last year, but I think he started the first 2 weeks of this season. But he's been out with an ankle injury since when we traded for him. If he's available, put him in, insert him into the defense. Let's make it clear to our players that if you're not going to perform, you're not going to play. Those are the words of Aaron Glenn, and that's not happening right now that we're seeing. This guy Michael Clemens continues to make mistakes and continues to be ineffective for us. And yet he still finds himself on the field. This is not a knock on Aaron Glenn, but guess what? These are the growing pains of a first-time head coach, a first-time offensive coordinator. We're seeing it right now. We have to start making changes sooner. We cannot get ourselves behind the 8 ball and then say, "Oh, wait to the fucking end of the third quarter, into the fucking halfway into the fourth quarter, say, oh, maybe we should do this." These are paid professionals. The people in the stands watching the game, the Jet fans in the stand, the Jet fans watching at home, we're sitting here thinking this. How is us as the average fan, the average person sitting here knowing what the fuck you guys got to do, but yet you guys don't do it until it takes you fucking half the fucking game to make the adjustment. And the same thing goes with the defense. Our defense it needs to be addressed right here and now. I have never seen a Jets defense in recent history play this poor. I don't know if it's a lack of pride. The issue of missed tackles, this issue of missed tackles has not just been happening here. It's happened under Robert Saleh as well. I don't know what the fuck is the problem, why we can't tackle somebody like. We're talking about we have to now invest time in our practices to teach grown-ass men that play professional football how to tackle. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Anyway, so point number 2 was limit the big plays. It has to. We can't give up any big plays. Let's put it that way. Let's stop with limiting and all this other fucking passive aggressive crap. No, you can't have no big plays. Can't let the Miami offense get the ball rolling because guess what? Our defense has proven to us that they're not capable of keeping us in games. It just is what it is. Until they prove us otherwise, they cannot be trusted. Point number 3, and this is not going to be a shocker to anybody. 0 turnovers. Do not turn the ball over. And how about this week we create a fucking turnover on our defense? That'd be nice to see, right? Every time we have a turnover, it turns into a major catalyst for a big event for the other team. It's happened every fucking game this year. So 0 turnovers. Play smart football. Tyrod Taylor's been known to be a smart quarterback and to protect the football. I want to see that. And I understand the fact that he was under a lot of pressure last week. I get it. He's not the young man that he used to be. He can move around the way he used to be. And he was pushed into the starting role right now. Okay, I get that. But that turnover that we had going into halftime yesterday, that interception, even though Garrett Wilson got lazy on his route and didn't come back, it still falls in the lap of the quarterback. And then his fumble. We have to make sure we protect the football. Protect the football, as simple as that. And if we do all these things that I'm saying, Tua's going to give us an opportunity to make a mistake. He's going to make a mistake. If we play the right type of football and this game doesn't get out of hand and it's close, he's going to make a mistake. He's going to crack under pressure. He's proven it this year and his whole career. Let's find ourselves getting back into the swing of things. Let's get this win and start building on it. Get back to our identity. Get back to our brand of football that Aaron Glenn has preached. If we can do that and establish our run game, get some confidence in these guys, this next 5 to 6 game stretch, we can find ourselves winning the majority of them and get ourselves right back into the hunt, and really try to salvage this season. Because right now it doesn't look good to me. And given the performance the Bills had against the Dolphins had against the Bills this past week on Thursday night, the performance they had, it's making me worry that our defense is going to be exposed badly just because of all the speed the Dolphins have. I want you guys to remember when I say this, they have to find a way to mitigate that speed of the Dolphins offense. Like I said, they came out and put 21 points up against the Bills. So, and they're coming off it's like an extended a mini bye week. Their players are rested. They've had more than enough time to prepare for us, I don't know how the fuck they could prepare for us, because we had 1 week where we actually showed a competent football team. I shouldn't say that. Last week we played a lot better. But the point is they've had a lot of time with this mini bye week to prepare for us. They're going to come out ready. They're going to be playing at home. I know I say this a lot, but this is a must-win. This is a must-win for the players in that locker room, for this fan base to start believing again. We cannot fall behind fast. We cannot allow the Dolphins to get into a rhythm and feel comfortable and allow them to put up 20 points and a half. Because then we're going to find ourselves in the same situation we've been in the last 2 weeks. So, prediction. This is tough. Because, love my Jets. Have all the heart, belief in them and all that good stuff. But, I'm trying to be realistic. And realistically, if they could follow the things I just spoke about, and we can run the ball effectively and play, even just a little bit better on defense, I got to find ourselves winning this game 21-17. 21-17, Jets win. So, everybody, if you share your comments, your thoughts on where the Jets can expose the Dolphins, I'd love to hear from it. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. I'm trying to build this up, and I appreciate all the love and support everybody's shown thus far. And as always, go Jets.